We are less than 24 hours away from the start of the NBA regular season and less than 48 hours from the Sacramento Kings' first game of the 2025-2026 NBA season. So I thought I'd hop on here, do a quick preview of the Kings' first game against the Phoenix Suns. They're going to be playing in Phoenix against a Suns team that is kind of in a similar spot to the Kings, in a state of transition. So it's not the toughest matchup for the Kings, which is good to start the season because the Kings have some injuries. They have Keegan Murray out. They have Domantas Sabonis out. Dennis Schroeder was not a full participant in the latest practice. We know Malik Monk and DeMar DeRozan missed the final preseason game. I think they'll be fine. I think Dennis Schroeder should play, but we definitely know that Keegan Murray and Domantas Sabonis are out. So the Kings still have a shot to win this game because Phoenix is not some juggernaut. And it's nice because Phoenix also isn't the biggest team. They're not like the Houston Rockets, who are starting a point guard who is like 6'7", 6'8", and a shooting guard who's 6'11", right? They're nothing like that. So the Kings have a shot here in the season opener, and that's nice. It would be nice to get a win on the season opener. I'm super excited. I know this season, the expectations are not the highest, but I'm still excited for another season of Kings basketball. I'm also very excited for a debut, a Sacramento Kings debut, the debut of Russell Westbrook. He didn't play in the preseason. I really have no idea what we're going to get. But that's kind of the Russell Westbrook experience, and that's sort of the reason that 29 other teams didn't really want to sign him, and that the Kings got him for such a cheap amount. Because you never know what you're going to get from Russell Westbrook. But one thing I do know is he still has those pop-off moments, those pop-off games in him. They may not be as often as they once were when he was MVP Russ, when he was a triple-double average type of player. But the energy that he's going to provide to this team, he's going to be a perfect match for the Golden One Center crowd. I know that. There are going to be some amazing moments with Russell Westbrook. I already gave my thoughts on the Russell Westbrook signing. Maybe it wasn't the greatest idea in some respects, like because it takes minutes away from a Keon Ellis or maybe even a Devin Carter. But I feel like Scott Perry has made it clear that he's not building this team to really fit together on the court. He's more building for the fit off the court. He's always talking about identity, right? That's all off season. He was talking about identity. Well, he has definitely lived up to that in that he's not really caring about how this team fits together on the court. He's just like, I'm going to bring in some veteran leadership. And if you need veteran leadership, if you just want a good guy in the locker room, well, you got that in Russell Westbrook. If you want an energy guy and the right type of mentality, well, that is Russell Westbrook. I'm excited because he's going to push the pace. He's going to make this team play fast. And he's going to have those star MVP moments, even if they are few and far between. He's going to be super exciting to watch. And I think if it wasn't for him maybe taking minutes away from a Keon Ellis, like that's the only problem I have with this signing. Other than that, it really is a bargain of a contract for the Kings because we know what he can do. He is going to have some incredible moments, and he's on a non-guaranteed, like, minimum contract. That is a steal for a guy like Russell Westbrook. And Doug Christie said that he wants to let Russ be Russ. Absolutely. The Kings have nothing to lose. Maybe the Nuggets didn't want to let Russ be Russ because you want Nikola Jokic touching the ball on every possession, and you got Jamal Murray, right? And you're trying to build a championship-winning team. But the Kings got nothing to lose. You might as well just let Russ be Russ. Let him loose. Do whatever he wants with the ball. It's going to be fun. Because the Kings are very much in a season of transition. As long as he's not taking minutes away from our next star young player, which, they probably aren't on the team yet. The Kings' next big star is probably not on this team right now. As long as he's not taking minutes away from someone like that, then, we've got nothing to lose in a season of transition. Might as well just enjoy the players that we have on this team. It's going to be great to see Russell Westbrook in a Kings uniform. It's going to be weird, but there's a lot of weird things about this Kings team, so just got to embrace the weirdness. But we are going to need Russell Westbrook with Keegan Murray and Domantas Sabonis out. We're going to need him to maybe guard some bigger players. We're going to need his rebounding and his playmaking, especially without Sabonis in there. He's going to be very important. I'm going to be interested to see, like, is he kind of the sixth man of this team or the seventh man of this team? Like, what's the relationship between him and Malik Monk? Or is he more of like the 10th, 11th guy on this team? I have no idea what the Kings are planning to do with Russell Westbrook. That's That's what makes going into this first game fun. We're going to find out, are they going to play Malik Monk and Russell Westbrook together, or are they going to take minutes from each other? I have no idea. I really don't. But kind of looking at the rest of the team and how the rest of the team matches up with this Phoenix Suns team, of course, you have Keegan Murray and Domantas Sabonis out. So having Keegan Murray out, that's your Devin Booker defender who's out. Having Domantas Sabonis out, that's your playmaking hub and your big man who's going to grab all the rebounds out. So how do you replace that? I don't know who the Kings are going to start. I would assume at center they're going to start Drew Eubanks. I'm pretty sure about that. At the 4 position, I don't know. I would guess Dario Saric, but I'm not very sure about that. Could it be Isaac Jones? Yes. We saw Doug McDermott playing with the starters in practice. I said that was a possibility, I don't think they're actually going to do that. Could Keon Ellis start? Could Russell Westbrook start? I'm not ruling anything out. I have no idea who's starting at the 4. But again, my best guess is Dario Saric. So if that's the case, then we could have 3 starters who weren't even on the team last season, plus another starter who we traded for towards the end of the season in Zach LaVine. A lot of new faces on this team. It is weird, just all of these guys in a Kings uniform. I'm not used to it yet. But we're going to need impact from those new guys. Dennis Schroeder, there's going to be a big burden on him offensively. The playmaking it's going to be a lot through Dennis Schroeder because Domantas Sabonis is out. It's him, it's DeMar DeRozan in that starting lineup. Those are your 2 ball handlers, your playmakers. DeMar missed the end of the preseason. He didn't have a great preseason. Not too worried about that. Like, he's had too many seasons in the NBA for me to care what he does in preseason. All the playmaking responsibility is going to be through Schroeder and DeMar. DeMar's not someone who's going to get into the paint a lot. We need Schroeder to get paint touches. That's going to be huge. The Kings offense is probably going to rely on Dennis Schroeder just getting into the paint and facilitating from there. He was amazing at that in the last preseason game, so hopefully he can kind of carry that into the regular season. We need him getting downhill and getting into the paint. Then you got Dario Saric and Drew Eubanks. If that's your starting front court, that's not ideal, but you just need, I feel like, at least one of those guys to have a really good game. You need some Drew Eubanks hook shots and a couple of blocks, or you need like 3 to 4 Dario Saric 3-pointers. The paint defense and rebounding may be a struggle with Keegan Murray and Domantas Sabonis out. That's a lot of your rebounding. That's your 2 best shot blockers, at least in the starting lineup. So the Kings are going to very much have to team rebound, and Russell Westbrook can contribute to that, but we're going to need everyone to contribute on the rebounding department, and we'll see how Drew Eubanks does as a deterrent at the rim. Looking more at the guard/wing side of things, with Keegan Murray out, not being able to guard Devin Booker, who guards Devin Booker? Keon Ellis is probably not coming into the starting lineup. Of course, it would be Keon, although Keon, he's given up a lot of weight to Devin Booker, and that's a problem. But it would still be Keon Ellis guarding Devin Booker if Keon's on the court. The problem is I don't know how much Keon is going to get on the court. It's one of the storylines I'm looking at towards the start of the season. How many minutes is Keon Ellis going to get? But it's going to be a big team effort to guard Devin Booker. If Keon Ellis is not getting a lot of minutes especially, it's going to be a lot on Zach LaVine. He's going to be the primary matchup to start, you would have to assume. And LaVine was great in the preseason. When LaVine got traded here towards the end of last season, he said it was going to take time for him to integrate into the team. If you look at his preseason performance, it was great. So maybe it really was. Just he needed that time to get integrated. Hopefully he can take what he did in preseason and carry it over to the regular season, because everything that I criticized Zach LaVine for last season, he did well in the preseason. Quick decision making, not over dribbling, effort defensively. We're going to need that effort defensively against Devin Booker. With Domantas Sabonis out, he may have to take some of that playmaking load onto his shoulders, which is unfortunate because the one thing I was looking forward to was it's just scoring Zach LaVine, right? He doesn't have to do much playmaking with now Dennis Schroeder, DeMar DeRozan, Domantas Sabonis. Domantas Sabonis is out, but still, I hope Zach LaVine can be that off-ball scoring guard, and he doesn't have to worry too much about his playmaking or dribbling too many times. Like, just get the ball, make quick decisions, shoot the ball. I think it could be a big season for Zach LaVine. I'm very excited for that. And then we're going to get the NBA regular season debut of Nick Clifford. I don't know how much he's going to play, right? I really know nothing about what Doug Christie is going to do with the rotation. but it's very possible he has a lot of responsibility in his NBA debut. He might have to take on guarding a Devin Booker. That may not go well. That's trial by fire. But I'm not mad at that if that's what it comes to. See what the Rook can do against a guy like Devin Booker. Trial by fire, have him learn on the job. If we can get good Neat Clifford performances, that will help out this team massively because we need someone with his size and scale on the wing. I don't know a lot about what this team is going to do rotation-wise, who's going to play what roles, how many minutes guys are going to get. What I do know is there's a lot of opportunity here. There's going to be opportunity for almost everyone on this roster. Isaac Jones is going to get opportunity. You could see Maxime Renaud get opportunity, right? If these guys play well, they're going to get minutes. And that's the one bright side that you can kind of take out of injuries is other guys getting opportunity. And so hopefully they can seize that opportunity and create a spot for themselves in the rotation. Anyways, that is it for this episode of the Roll Report. I'm very excited for the start of the season, very excited for the Sacramento Kings debut of Russell Westbrook. And I, of course, will be right back here to recap it all on Wednesday after the Kings play the Phoenix Suns. So I will see you guys then. Peace.